Oh, y'all don't know about the most dangerous president in the world? He was the president of Mongolia from 2017 to 2021, and holy shit. Despite being a world leader, he has got a physique that is better than 80% of the people you see at the gym. He is also a world champion in Sambo and was the 2008 Olympics coach for Mongolia, where Naidan Tushinbayar won the first gold ever for Mongolia in judo. As a side note, Naidan went from national hero to now being in prison for the murder of his best friend and fellow teammate. The Mongolian president himself was such a skilled judoka that Shinzo Abe, the now deceased prime minister of Japan, actually said he wanted to see him and Putin, a fellow judo master, have a judo bout together, stating, "It could be interesting." And while it is unlikely that will ever happen, it is a testament to his skill because Putin isn't a pushover, as you'll see when we cover that later. He is also likely one of the few, if not the only world leader to be able to bench 2 plates, and he is turning 60 this year. When you are this big, this strong, and this skilled as a martial artist, they don't just call you the most dangerous president in the world, they call you Kaltma Batulga. Arguably the most powerful British monarch the world has ever known. When Winston Churchill first saw her as a baby, he said, "She has an air of authority and reflectiveness that's astonishing in an infant." When she began to rise to prominence, many politicians were stating, "She's only a girl, what can she do?" She ascended to the throne months later. A woman known for averaging 10,000 steps a day, meeting over 4 million people, and regular horse riding, she has somehow never been seen to sweat. Known to waste absolutely no energy, with an American official stating she stands completely still, as if she were looking inward and recharging her batteries. Upon turning 18, she joined the military as the only member of the royal family to be a full-time service member, and in only 5 months was promoted to captain. When you are never sick, rule for 70 years, and have temperance even Marcus Aurelius would look up to, they don't just call you the most powerful British monarch, they call you Queen Elizabeth II. The manliest American president ever once stated, "Boxing is the best exercise a man can take. It teaches him self-reliance, hardihood, and the value of a quick decision." Then practiced so often, he became a regular sparring partner of the heavyweight champion, John L. Sullivan. When he was giving a speech in Milwaukee, he was shot in the chest with a .32 caliber bullet from 15 feet away, missing his heart by barely an inch. He then finished his speech, went to the hospital to have the bullet removed with no sedative, and even gave a speech to the press from his hospital bed. In 1905, when he learned of judo, he invited the Japanese champion Jigoro Kano to the White House to demonstrate his art. He was so impressed with the sport, he began to study it himself. He even wrote about it in his book, The Winning of the West. Upon seeing the beauty of the American wilderness, he created 5 national parks and 150 national forests, cementing his place as the co-founder of the National Park Service. As a sickly and weak child, he overcame asthma and other limitations, which led to his speech, The Strenuous Life, where he told American citizens, "I wish to preach not the doctrine of ignoble ease, but the doctrine of the strenuous life, calling on all Americans to strive to do great things and to succeed in them, and thus to be worthy of the high places which have been given to us to fill. When you survive assassination attempts, learn every martial art you can, protect the beauty of the outdoors, and popularize the idea of the strenuous life." They don't just call you the man in the arena, they call you Teddy Roosevelt. When one of the greatest emperors Rome ever knew considered what it truly means to be a man, he wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." When he realized how running cleared his mind and how wrestling strengthened his body, he encouraged all of his subjects to exercise regularly. Through managing a life of asthma, headaches, and gut issues, he came to say, "The healthy body is the guest chamber of the soul. The sick body is its prison." When leading a group of angry troops, he spoke patience, stating, "The best remedy for anger is delay." When betrayed by his general, he responded with poise, "The nearer a man is to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." When training his son on the importance of perseverance, he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When you're guiding an empire, leading the Stoic Renaissance, and know that the only way to overcome an obstacle is to go through it, they don't just call you the last great Roman emperor, they call you Marcus Aurelius. When the First Lady saw her schedule left no time for physical fitness, she reworked her entire calendar around it to set a healthy example for her daughters. When faced with record obesity rates in the United States, she opened the White House for public fitness. When she was shamed for having muscular arms, she doubled down and hired a personal trainer to grow them even more. When you pioneer the belief that women can be strong and sexy, they don't just call you the 44th First Lady, they call you Michelle Obama. When this world leader, tired of being picked on at school, he picked up judo as a way to defend himself, practicing it religiously. When he saw a chance to fight for his country, he took it and joined their secret service. 3 years later, he gained his black belt in judo, and 5 years after that, he became ranked 8th in the world. Over decades of hunting, he has become a skilled marksman, using it for both slaying animals and tranquilizing them for treatment. In his late 50s, he tested his iron will by swimming in frozen lakes regularly. When you rule the largest country in the world through fear and admiration for nearly 2 decades, they don't just call you the president of Russia, they call you Vladimir Putin. When this man was faced with the potential life of luxury connected to his name, he instead risked it all in a pursuit to save American lives by pushing against many mainstream health narratives. When he realized the importance of a clean environment for keeping citizens strong and healthy, he released pages and pages of research to get it protected, effectively damning a former president's efforts to exploit it. At nearly 70 years old, he was seen at Muscle Beach repping out push-ups and incline pressing over 100 pounds with a physique rivaling Arnold Schwarzenegger's at the same age. When you are piled on by every mainstream media outlet, but keep going and build your greatest physique in your 7th decade, they don't just call you the 47th President Hopeful. They call you Robert F. Kennedy Jr. When this world leader was only 20 years old, he won his first major bodybuilding competition and was crowned Mr. Universe. Just a few years later, he used this momentum to start a Mr. Olympia streak that lasted half a decade and one final time in 1980. Using his newfound notoriety, he took up acting. Despite the naysayers saying he couldn't act and his accent was too thick, he used his size and determination to become one of the biggest action stars of all time in back-to-back blockbusters. With this global fame and one-of-a-kind physique, he started various sports and exercise festivals and conventions to spread his fitness methodology around the world. When he became interested in politics, he defied the odds, making his first public office the leader of the 5th largest economy in the world. When you conquer your body, public office, and Hollywood, they don't just call you the Governator, they call you Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's a few consistencies you can see here across most of them. You'll see a similar one on the other end of the spectrum too, but did you notice any? It seems like nearly all of these leaders were bullied, learned some kind of combat sport, or made it their mission to spread the fitness bug to as many people as they could. But what about the weakest ones? What is it that makes them physically weak? How did it affect their rule or term? And most importantly, which of you are going to cry in the comments because I called someone you like weak? I know that was a lot, but there is even more context explained in that top video right there. Click that and I'll see you there later.